What is up, guys? It is Russ here, PokeRuss here, and we are back for another Dragon Ball Super Deck Tech Tuesday. Deck Tech Tuesday is a series where I go over decks that either me or my group come up with, or you guys submit either in the description box down below, or, yeah, not description box, the comment section down below, soon to be Discord, and as well as email addresses. This was actually submitted to me through the email address from Rika Roxy. Yeah, Rika Roxy sent this over. This is something she uses over at locals in her area. This is pretty exciting. This is a deck I've kind of wanted to feature some of the pieces from for a while. I wasn't really sure how to piece things together. She says she likes this. She's also played Cell Engine, and she thinks this is more consistent than Cell Engine. I figured I'd give this a try. I played around with this a little bit this weekend, but this is the deck. I'm pretty excited for it, and Multiverse Theory is up. Okay, so it's a Cell Leader. So we haven't seen Cell Leader since what, set 2? I think we did a Cell Leader. Did I do a Cell Leader? I know before I went to regionals, I had a Cell deck with the whole Vegeo engine and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't really want to play at the TN. So I'm not sure if I actually did a deck profile on that deck or not, but this is one of our first times using Cell, which is pretty awesome. Cell is an amazing leader, especially in the format of Overrealm. There we go. In the Overrealm, because he fuels that discard pile so quickly, and it just leads to things. This deck actually has very few Overrealm cards in it because of some of the other things in the deck, but it does fuel that well. He's extra draw, extra destruction. Pretty awesome. His first effects, place one card under this card, kill level 3 or lower energy cost, and KO it. Super nice against the Veggie package. If you can sit there and pop their Kaba and stuff before they can get their KO and Caulifla off, you slow them down a bit, which is super important, super great good in this meta. As well as when it flips over, place one card under this card from your hand, draw 2 cards, and then 2 cards from under this card to the discard pile, kill any card. So you have to watch out for some effects that obviously can get around Big Cell's effect, but if you can stop them early on and kind of control the board early on, I think this deck definitely has enough win cons to do really well. So we're doing a Super Android 13 deck, so I'm pretty excited. Again, as soon as I saw this card, I really want to make a deck with it. Actually, sadly, I don't have all the Super 13, so you'll have to you'll have to imagine that from me. But let's get into the deck. We are playing the light. We are playing the Veggie engine. We have 4 Kabas, 4 Caulifla, and 4 Kale. You're like, yeah, it's green, Russ. I understand. Veggie engine. Veggie engine goes in everything. But I disagree. Veggie engine doesn't go in everything. But because of the Kales and certain stuff, like once you get the Super Android 13 combo off, actually, let's skip right to that. The Super Android 13 is the big boss monster of the deck. So, he's a 7-cost double breaker. You get him out through the other 17's or the other 13's effect. When you play this card, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards and KOs it. So, just with Kale and this, that's huge destruction on the board. When your opponent's battle card is placed in the drop area from any area by any other effect other than this skill, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it. Or, I'm sorry, places in the drop area, discards it. So, with this on field, you can drop a cheap Kale, blow something up, or don't blow your stuff up, obviously, because you have Caulifla. Blow up their guy, they also have to, they kill one of their cards, or multiple of their cards, because of Kale's effect. They discard one card, boom, 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 boom. It's pretty freaking awesome. I'm like, this is why I'm sad it's in the deck, because I'm tired of making deck profiles with this in it, but it's very, it's good. It's super good, and I mean, we're just gonna keep that out there for now, just to go over all the combos with it. So obviously, this has the ability to pop off stuff. Whenever you pop off stuff with this, they discard. So that's another cool combo with this. Combo centric. Let's kind of put him in the middle and put the Kale there. So the deck, we have 4 turn 1 Dr. Giro, the evil inventor. He searches out, when you play this card, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, 3 cards of your deck, choose 1 android and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. He's basically your Trunks of the deck. He does the same thing as Trunks, a little bit deeper, but there's a little bit less androids in the deck, so whatever. He digs for androids. You don't want this guy, obviously. You kind of want to keep him in deck, but that's what he does. And your other turn 1 play is you have 3 create androids. You kind of want to open up with either one of these, this or this in your hand. And that's why you're only playing 3 create androids. It's very good early on, but later on you're just kind of like, eh. But if you want to see it early on, you play, I think 3 is the optimal number. Plus, again, it does feed the discard pile for and Overwhelm. We do play a couple Overwhelm in the deck, but nothing too obscene. Okay. Next, we have Combination Attack, Android 14. During your turn, that's an important factor. When you combo with this card, if your leader is an android, which it is, it's Android Cell, your opponent chooses 1 battle card and KOs it. So this is super nice. As again, if you can hold on to these, or you can use 1 up early on and stuff like that to get rid of their Kabas, their Vegetas, their stuff like that you want to just pop right away, get out of the ballpark. You don't really want to deal with. But if you get to combo it off, it combos with this, because then they discard a card. The more destruction, the more discard. So that's pretty cool. And he's one of your 14s to fuel into 13. Next you have Android 15, just saying hi. You have 4 of those. When you play this card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area. I like this, to be honest, more than Gotenks in most scenarios. Unless you're evolving into big Gotenks, I like this better than regular Gotenks. Because regular Gotenks, yes, it can potentially get more discards off every time it attacks, but this automatically gets 100% discard as soon as you play it, unless they Cold Wall us, obviously. But 100% drop it, and you don't have to attack leader, so you don't have to give them stuff, you like all that kind of stuff. So that's another fuel for your Android 15. Then you have Unfeeling Destroyer Android 14. I like this one better than the other one I'm about to show you because it does have Double Strike. It's another Android 14. When you play this card, your opponent chooses 1 of their battle cards and KOs it. Again, triggers this. If the skill was used to KO a battle card as 3 costs or less, you draw a card. So this can potentially, if you follow it up after Kale or something, a cheap Kale, and blow up all their weenies, or I'm sorry, you blow up their big card and all they have is weenies left, this card has to eat a weenie, and then you get a plus off of it. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Again, it has Double Breaker, which is super important. We're playing 2 of these just because we want to make sure we have enough 14s and 15s to go into 13. When you play this card, it doesn't have a Double Breaker, which really sucks. When you play this card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area. If that card... if that card is an entry cost of 4 or more, draw 1 card. So this effect, you're barely going to get it off most of the time. To be honest, it's just in there to have the extra 15s. If I had time to play around with the numbers, I would probably bump this up to 3. Bump this guy up to 3 and have 1 of him. So I think we still might have enough 14s to get, or 15s to get away with it. But I'm just, you know what I mean? Just because it's a better card. So, boom, this also destroys something. Gotta put that up here in the Circle of Destroyery. Next we have this. We have Furious Yell Vegeta. She said you could also use Tien in this circumstance, just to help you awaken, because they're both self-awakening cards, along with Kefla. But this one also costs less for later on, and you can pull this off later game if you already awakened, and still destroy something for eating a life, which is super nice, and it sets off Super 13. So next, you have the big boy daddy cowboy trucker of them all. You have Dawn of Terror Android 13. So unit absorb 1, choose 1 of each 14 and 15 in your drop area and place them under this card. Then choose 1 Android 13 of cost 7 cost of your deck and place it on top of this card, then shuffle your deck. And when this card is put into play, your opponent chooses 1 of their battle cards and KOs. So If you play this after you've played this, then you get to discard something else. So with all these discards, your opponent's hand's hurting. It's not the one big hit that Cell does, it's the continuous just chunking away. And then this brings out, I only have one of these at the moment, but you have four of the unending destruction Android 13. Again, blow something up, it destroys board in hand and board in hand and board in hand. It's just a continuous destruction line, which is absolutely insane. So again, this is another card. All these cards right here just blow up stuff and just trigger his effect to discard, and yeah, the cycle just keeps going. So you're running 4 of the Android 16 super combos. When you combo with this card and your leader is green Android, and you have 4 or less life, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it in the drop area, so it minuses them 1, and then you get plus 10,000. So you don't get a plus 1, but they get a minus 1, and you get 10,000. Pretty awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. You can still run Trunks if you want the plus 1 here, but I think the 16, with all the discard, I think it's a really good idea. We also have 1, 2, 3 negates. We have the counterattack, Speedy Surprise. Negate the attack, and then if your leader is a green or is an android, you may place 1 card from your hand into the drop area. If you do, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with entry of an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So, boom. If this is on field, blowing up more stuff on their turn. So they just go blah 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 blah, and they're like attacking you. They have like a couple little guys left that they've broken through your wall, and they're just gonna finish you off with low cards. Negate the attack, and then kill off another weenie, and then just blows up on another person. Boom, or it doesn't blow up on another person, but it discards a card from their hand. It just does magic. So the last 2 cards in the deck, these, she had the other mirrors in the deck. I chose these ones. The other mirrors have critical. So I thought critical is good, 100%, but it's a little bit less. It doesn't always happen. So you get the critical with the other mirror, and the critical sends a card to their drop area because of this, because of how critical works, and then it causes them to discard. So when you critical them, they lose the card from their life and the card from their hand, which is huge. Don't get me wrong, absolutely huge. But this automatically discards a card from their hand, and then you get this effect off if it's a creature, or if it's a battle card. So, like, this is promised to always get 1, maybe 2 discards. They have to not... The other one gets summoned, has to not be negated when the attack happens, or blocked, or whatever, and you have to attack the leader. And that all has to go through, and then in the life you have to hit a battle card, and then it's just all crazy. So I think this one's more consistent in the long run. You can test out with both. You can actually put the other one in your sideboard, but that's the deck. That's the Super Android 13 deck. I did debate looking for Super Android 13 Android leader for a Super Android 13 deck, because I really liked it, and again, with the amount of UI Goku being seen in play, your opponent's going to have a Goku for Super Android 13's effect. But I think Cell is overall a better leader. He's definitely one of my top 5 leaders. I still need to make that video. Top 5 leaders. Maybe I'll wait till after Tournament of Power. We'll do top 5 leaders after Tournament of Power meta. So I'm excited for that. But if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button down below. We do these deck profiles pretty much weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, depending on how the meta slows and how it goes around, because I'm not going to give you bad decks. So if you have any suggestions for decks, or if you have any suggestions to give Rika here, because she's watching this and she's going to be like, oh man, I didn't think of that. Make sure to leave in the comment section down below, be like, oh man, you probably could have used a Tien in this deck, or you could have used a UI Goku in this deck. I don't know. But leave it in the comment section down below, because we're growing as a community, not just me, not just you. We're growing as a community, making better decks and making the game better as a whole. So if you like this kind of content, like I said, hit that like button. We do this every Tuesday, pretty much. We're going to have the Discord live, so you can go in and talk about your favorite decks, your favorite styles, your favorite kind of whatever for TCG, Pokemon, and Monster Hunter as well. So as soon as that's up, I will let you guys know, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day. PokeRuss out. Peace.